Hi everyone, it's great to see you. Today I'm doing an end of season unboxing and I'll explain what I mean by that in a moment. But first of all, I just went and got the box off the front steps and you're going to notice what I noticed right away. This box is from Garden Crossings. I have ordered from them before. They do a great job packing up their plants and they're very clear on how this box should be handled. Wrong end up. It says flip me over, and then you have live plants with the big arrows. It says that on the other side also, and yet this is how it came. So a lot of times when you order things in the mail, things like that happen. And you know, it's not the grower or the nursery's responsibility. They're not carrying the box to you. I'm sure they delivered it right side up to be shipped out. But right away, I know this box might not have been handled as carefully as I would have liked. Now it's end of the season. I'm going to open it here as I talk to you. And there have been some plants that I've had on my list all summer. And whenever I've gone to a nursery, I have looked for them. Many of them I have found. I've even found some extras, different hydrangeas that I didn't know were out there that I was able to purchase in person. And you know, preferably it is kind of nice to get your plants and flowers in person because you can see them. But here we are, nurseries are closing up pretty soon. And I have these few things left on my list that I really do want to get in the ground this fall so they have time to root in before we have our first frost. So I did place an order to Garden Crossings. Garden Crossings, look at this. Even though it was delivered upside down, they do a wonderful job separating their boxes into these little cubbies, one plant nestled in each. And this is a box that holds 9 separate plants. So, you know, sometimes I just order 4. I like to fill up one size box. It just makes sense to me. They're going to be shipping that big a box anyway. And I just ordered the quart sizes. So the quart sizes are usually the smallest size that you can get for the perennials. And these are perennials that I ordered. So let me show you here what I got now. End of the year. Remember, these have been growing in a nursery, and you're going to notice that a lot of them come cut back, like this one. This is Trove Rudbeckia. This is a new Rudbeckia, Black-Eyed Susan, out for this year, and from what I have read online, the people who were able to try it early or were able to get a hold of it at the beginning of this season were very, very happy with how covered it was in blossoms and that those blossoms lasted a long time. So as I get to this time of year, I always want some Rudbeckia, and this is a perennial variety. And you're going to notice that they've trimmed any of the flowers off. They do that for the shipping. Probably getting past about this time of year anyway. So Trove Rudbeckia, I'm just putting this in so it gets a good 6 to 8 weeks to send out some good roots here and be all set for the winter. That was one that I was looking for and I didn't see it anywhere. Okay, oh my goodness, this one is very, very wet. Okay, needs to get in the ground. Oh, this little short guy is a Rudbeckia sassafras. So sassafras is also called Rockfoil, if you've heard of that before. And a lot of our influencers online planted this in the spring. It was an early spring bloomer. It had bright color, and I looked everywhere for any color sassafras and I couldn't find any. So I ordered 2. This is the Rudbeckia, which sort of actually looks like a light pink and white to me. And I ordered another kind. We'll see when we get here for that. So that's going to go in. Doesn't look great now, but next spring I'm hoping that I will be thrilled with it. Okay, let's see what I have here. This is another Trove Rudbeckia. Okay. And we have, oh, I think this might be my other sassafras. They're very cute little plants. Okay, this is the hot rose sassafras. In the picture, it's almost a reddish rose, you know, that red color with sort of rose undertones to it. Very, very bright. And this doesn't get too big. It's going to be a nice mounding clump, sort of spreads over the ground. Those will be great come spring. I'd be interested to know if any of you were able to find that at your local nursery, because I certainly looked really hard. Okay. The other thing that I was looking for this year were the dressed up ball gown, the all dressed up Heuchera. One variety is the all dressed up ball gown. This is the dressed up prom dress. So it's in that same line of Heuchera. I have not done this kind, but the dressed up ball gown does so well for me. And I kept my eyes open all year. I called different nurseries. Do you have the dressed up Heuchera? And they did not get it in this year. So I resorted to ordering it. Thank goodness that we have so many options online now. It really does give me hope at the end of the season when I haven't found just what I wanted. Okay, this looks like, yes, this is lavender bubbles. It is an allium, which of course is in the onion family, and this time of year, as everything is getting eaten by every critter in the world, we know that these plants do not get eaten because they taste like onions. And so I'm thinking, oh, I wish I had planted more of these. These are really safe to plant. The lavender bubbles, I have to tell you, I chose because of its name. That is just an adorable name, and they do look like little bubbles. They're a little bit on the lighter side. Possibly, it'll be interesting to see what color they really come out. But I will be so happy this time of year next year when I assume I have the same difficulty where things are getting eaten, and I'll be glad to have something that isn't. And this is the other allium that I ordered, and this is all the buzz. So I have to tell you, I did find all the buzz at a nursery. However, they only had it in really big pots, and they were $32 for a pot. And I just thought that was too expensive. I'd rather buy the quart size and see them grow. Alliums grow pretty quickly. All the Buzz, another great name. One of these is slightly taller than the other, but about the same. You can tell that there's a little difference. You know, some of the strappy foliage is a little darker green, a little skinnier. I'm going to plant them near to each other so we can compare. Oh, and here is another Heuchera in the dressed up line. Oh, it has a little flower stalk here. I am noticing the hummingbirds are loving the Heuchera blossoms this year. So if they're not impressive to you, they're impressive to your hummingbirds. This is the dressed up evening gown. So this was prom gown, am I right? Yes, prom dress. This is evening gown. Slightly different. This one is a little more blackish on top, very purple underneath. This is a little lighter silvery color on top with purple underneath, but very pretty, very scalloped, and I really hope they do as well as the dressed up ball gown. I was tempted to order more dressed up ball gown. However, some of mine have done so well, they're ready to be divided. So in an upcoming video, you will see me dividing the dressed up ball gown to spread out in the yard, and I didn't have to order any more, which is lovely. That's what you want. You want to find a Heuchera that does well enough for you that you're going to be able to divide them in the future. And then I did get one more treasure trove. I like to do things in clusters of 3 a lot of times, especially if it's something like a Rudbeckia that gets pretty tall and is going to make a noticeable clump in the garden. I think that those 3 are going to be really, really good. So let's see here. We have our Heuchera, always a good go-to. I haven't done many this color, so I'm really looking forward to this. And fortunately, being attacked by bugs, my alliums, my Rockfoil here, and the Rudbeckia, the black-eyed Susans. This is really exciting. So as you're looking around, Home Depot, Lowe's, they're all getting in their fall flowers now. You might be able to find some clearance items. If not, it's worth putting in some now. Now I'm zone 6B, so I know it's kind of hard because I can't say to you, well, mid-August you should put in your plants and this is the cutoff for when you need to put them in so they have long enough to grow before you get a freeze. It's different in each locality. I know for me that we still have plenty of time before our first frost to really give them a good start. I also know that I'm confident enough with the watering schedule I have and the heat going on now that I don't think it's too hot to put them in. July, I try to stay away from too much moving around, but even then, as long as you can give them some good water, you're pretty good. Ooh, this is so much fun. Here's my, oops, the little bloom stalk broke off, but these bloom stalks, they look nondescript in these plants, but boy, those hummingbirds, they are so happy. So thank you for unboxing these with me. Thank you to Garden Crossings, who did a great job labeling the box on which side was up, and such a good job packing that even though it didn't come with the right side up, the plant still got here terrific. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.